check your sources. Like, don't just believe anything you see on Instagram of, like, things to never do in a relationship or how to win a man over. Like, there's a lot of people out here who just give really bad advice.
Also, can I just say, if the article even says how to win a man over, not clicking. Because why would I want to know how I'm going to win a man over? Yeah. If he's not already feel like he's winning by us talking to each other, what else do I have to do? I'm not in the business of proving myself. Again, I'm not single. But if I was single, I would not be in the business of proving myself. So even just the wording of it, I feel like is really important. You know?
For sure.
It's like, what? You're a pick-me. You're not a pick-me. Remember? You're not a pick-me.
Right.
But if you go on an article that says how to win a man over, it's giving pick-me energy.
It is.
Hola, class.
Hey, friends. Howdy doody. Why do people actually say that? I don't know where that came from. Howdy doody. It kind of reminds me of a dirty diaper.
It sounds like doo-doo.
Yeah, like doody. Like you have a dirty diaper.
Okay, I have a question. Like, people that host, like, kid shows.
Yeah.
Like, do they enjoy it or is the money good? You know what I mean? Like, you have to like kids, right? But I have a feeling if we were to, like, look into the hosts of, like, some popular kid shows, like, I bet you they, like, what if they, like, the camera stopped rolling and they look at the kids like, fuck you. Like,
right,
you know
like, you them.
No, like,
you're annoying as shit.
Like, don't talk to me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in my mind, I assume, like, the hosts of, like, you know, kid television or kid shows, like, are, like, the nicest people ever and can do no wrong.
Right.
Like, really, I'm thinking of, what's his name from Blue's Clues?
Oh, Steve.
Steve, like, when he made that TikTok.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was like, oh, my God.
It broke the internet.
Validated me.
Right.
As a person, as a human, as a millennial. So, like, when that happened, like, that's, like, best case scenario, right?
Right.
Like, he hosted a television show for kids, and he actually was dope as fuck.
Yeah.
But, like, how many Steves are there really?
I feel like there's not as many Steves because I'm thinking of another guy named Pee Wee Herman and he did some weird
He was on some weird shit, right?
He was on some weird shit. Like he was doing weird things. And
The people are like, what?
Yeah, Google it. I don't want to talk about it, okay?
Yeah, we don't want to get
demonetized. That will take us on a different path.
Yeah, we're not there today.
Talking about. We're
but
talking
just
about
go Google
stuff.
it. Google
okay?
it.
Google it.
I mean, I feel like at any point throughout our podcast, because we have come to realize, like, we're not very family friendly or just, like, society friendly.
Yeah.
Because we're always shitting on, you know,
Facts.
the patriarchy and, like, capitalism and all that shit. Misogyny, all that shit.
Yeah.
So I feel like sometimes we can go too far into the deep end and maybe, you know, YouTube is like, no.
Right. Keep it light.
We are not going to recommend your video. We don't like how real you are.
Right. Always talking about dismantling the system.
Exactly.
And they're part of the system.
They are. But, like, we love you, YouTube. You allow people to express themselves. It's not you we have a problem with.
Right. It's others.
It's people that take advantage of people.
Anyway,
where's that going with this?
Yeah. Right. No, we're talking about the kids.
Yeah.
No, I feel like, too, you're right, that it would have to take a certain kind of special person to be able also I feel like to sing all those songs over and over again.
Yeah.
Because, you know,
like, how are you not crazy?
I would
how
go
are you
crazy.
not cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs?
Absolutely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
You know what
like,
I mean?
That is actually one of my biggest fears of becoming a parent is when my kid wants to listen to nothing but like the dumbest music
and
ever.
It's over and over again. Because like for parents, they're like, that's the thing that he or she needs to act normal, so we will play this on repeat until further notice.
Right.
And it just reminded me of like, so like I have 3 nephews and a niece currently. More to come, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I have a big ass family. But whenever I go home and like the little games you play, like truly I'm at this place in my life where like I have enough patience where like I enjoy doing little crafty things with them and like playing make-believe because all I wanted when I was a child is someone my age or like someone a little bit older to like play with me.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any siblings my age and like cousins my age weren't living around me, so I didn't experience that. So whenever I do go home, I do enjoy playing with them.
Yeah.
But I imagine like as a parent how much that's a different experience. And sometimes when I go there lately, God, I'm just growing so much. I enjoy like having that time with them because I feel like it gives my siblings a break.
Yeah.
Like,
totally.
Like they are constantly, obviously they love being parents, but I can imagine how much of a toll it takes on you to take care of your child, but also entertain your child.
Yes.
You know, so as that cool auntie that gets to go home, like I enjoy having that time with them because it's fun, but also because I feel like it gives my siblings a break.
For sure.
Like, go on your phone, do what you want to do. Like, I'll do this art competition with them. Like,
Right.
it's going to take a few hours.
Exactly. No, and honestly, I know that they appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like, because I feel like I have friends who are parents and other, you know, family members and other friends of family who are parents now, and they're always so happy when I go pick up their baby or like playing with them and distracting them even for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they don't have time
for themselves.
Yeah. And I feel like too, it's hard to be the enforcer and be taken seriously and then also like play all the time. You know what I mean? So you have to find a good balance as a parent. I imagine that's hard. And so I'm sure it's nice when they see someone in their family, especially too, like having fun with them, you know, because they realize that family is fun. It's not always like me instructing rules on you and stuff. You know what I mean?
I absolutely agree. And I don't know why, like when I was a kid, certain people, when I thought about them coming over, I would get so excited.
Yeah.
Like even just my older siblings, if they have time to like play with me, I would get so excited. And it's so crazy to think that like now as younger or as older adults, we are those people for those kids.
Right.
Like that's so fucking cute. I think that's adorable. And, you know, I feel like it just makes me want to visit my family more. And, you know, I'm just going to start doing that.
Yes. Oh, I know, honestly, because it's so fun to watch kids grow up. Too. And like them like learn things and just to watch them like experience life. You know what I mean? We've talked about this before where they have this real, I don't know, like innocence, you know what I mean? And we always say that children are actually more connected to their higher power than like adults are oftentimes. And just seeing that raw joy is so fun.
It is. It's
and it
sweet.
Makes you so happy.
I mean, it brings out my inner child.
At least me. Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I'm around kids, it brings out my inner child. Or if I'm around adults that are more in tune with their inner child, it makes my inner child come out. And like, even besides the kids thing, I feel like just, like I said, being around people that are able to have that lighthearted, joyous aspect of their personality come out more often than not, like those are the people I gravitate towards. Like, life is already so fucking serious. Like, if you sit there and think about all the shit you should take seriously and all the responsibilities you do have, you would go crazy because it kind of never stops. Being an adult. So if you find people that are able to let loose with you and have your inner child become comfortable enough to come out and to stay out, hold on to those people because it does not happen often. People take themselves too seriously and they take life too seriously. And those are the people I don't want around me.
For real, because we all are still kids at heart at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you said this quote a while ago that people are, or maybe I just saw it on Twitter, that people are operating from the place they were hurt, like when they were most hurt. So most of us are fucking teenagers and children out here anyways.
Exactly. But we're pretending we're not because we want to be taken so seriously.
No, it's so true. But it's like, I feel like I already feel the stress of life so much. Like, I don't want to be around people who make me feel that more.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm happy to communicate through those things because, like, that's a part of life for sure. But, like, I don't need you stressing me out more. Like, I want to play and have fun, too. Like I said, I'm still very much a kid. And, like, when I'm with my friends, I want to play and forget about, like, my responsibilities.
Yeah.
You know?
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
I feel like as long as you got your shit together a little bit, let's get it together a little bit, you know? Or a lot of bit, whatever it may be for you, but get it right a little bit, and then you can have fun. Yeah. Like, truly, I believe that because one thing with me, it's guilt. So, like, if I don't have my shit together a little bit, and I go and I'm, you know, my inner child's coming out and I'm just being reckless and having fun, like, that guilt, like, eats away at me a little bit. Yeah. And it takes away from the experience, the fun I'm supposed to be having. So, like, if you're wondering, like, well, I want to do that, but I feel guilty, well, be a little responsible so you can go have fun. Yeah. You know, but as kids, that's exactly what our parents were trying to teach us. Like, do what you got to do your homework or whatever the fuck, and then you can go play. Right. But, like, being an adult is literally that. Like, go to work, do what you got to do, passion projects, whatever it may be for you, do the things that, you know, you should be doing. And then go have fun, because you also deserve that, too.
Yeah. Oh, my God, I never thought about it like that.
I know. Did we just crack?
Like, you just, like, cracked a code for me. Something unlocked.
The adult code.
Yeah. The adult code.
But I feel like some of these things, they're just, it's so simple. What? do the things I need to do, and then I can have fun. Yeah, that's simple.
No, it's so true. But it's hard when your procrastination brain kicks in. Because I'm going to tell you. Absolutely. I'm going to tell you. I know that it's better to get it done and then I can have fun. But the anxiety of, or maybe sometimes because it's so big, and I'll be honest, sometimes the anxiety of realizing how big that project is makes me just not want to start it.
Yeah, it's you and that thing looks really huge because you haven't even introduced yourself to it.
Yes.
Like that's the best way I can describe it is like imagine you're going to meet someone but like you haven't said hi to them yet, but you're making them out to be this big person, this established person, and like every day as it gets closer to you meeting them, it gets scarier and scarier because you're nervous.
Yeah.
Like that can be anything in life, a project, a job, whatever, a task. Mm-hmm. But like if you just, once you have that initial meeting and initial introduction, they feel smaller.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It feels like you can do this. It feels like it's not as nerve-wracking. And that goes the same, you know, for everything in life. Just 100%. Do it. Or just start it. You don't have to finish it. Just start
somewhere.
It.
Yeah. And it's easier, of course, to start small. Like, yes, it may seem really big and overwhelming. Yeah. But once you start chipping away a little bit, like, before you know it, you're going to be done. You'll be like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
I fucking did it.
Right.
Rather than waiting till the last minute, stressing about it, and then knowing you didn't get it done and then feeling really guilty. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I also really hate about procrastination, like the guilt that you feel. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I know I should be doing this and like I care, but also I'm like paralyzed in this moment, kind of.
Yeah. I also just feel like, you know, your people, they definitely matter. Like if you are constantly around people that are doing and like you're not doing that, or maybe you're doing it because they're doing it, but you really want to move at a slower pace. Yeah. That takes your childhood freedom away too. Like your childlike freedom.
Yes, for sure. No, for sure. Because it's like, when we're children sometimes, or even as adults, like everybody has to move at their own pace, right? Yeah. And I feel like as children, we especially usually want to move slower. It takes us a little bit slower time to process. And I feel like as we get older, people have less patience for that, which is odd. You're actually being insensitive to people, who still do want to take a little bit longer, move slower through life. And I feel like that's just like not appreciated, and why I also feel like people don't have any real like sorrow or empathy when you are procrastinating. Low-key.
You know, it reminds me of burnout in a way, because you know when you're experiencing burnout, it means that you probably haven't been in tune with yourself at all for a long time.
Yeah.
And you're probably going, you know, so then you experience burnout. And then when burnout happens, usually people say, okay, now is the time to take time to yourself. Like, slow down. Like, what do you want out of life? Like, all these things that you definitely weren't doing before it led to burnout. Right. So I feel like burnout itself is such an interesting phase in a person's life, because you have it multiple times, I would think, throughout your life.
Oh, for sure.
But, like, I don't know enough about burnout, and I want to know more about burnout, because when it happens, like, you know what you're supposed to do, but also no one talks about the guilt you feel for having burnout. Like, oh, clearly I was pushing myself and I need to do better, but you are also thinking about the fact that you're still, again, not working right now. And now it's supposed to be a time where you relax, like that transition from pushing yourself to your limit and then being in burnout and now you needing to relax. Like, what is that transition?
Yeah. No, I totally get what you're saying. Because, too, I feel like you're trying to, usually right before you reach burnout, you're trying to, like, low-key hit a goal or something, right? Like, you feel like you're almost trying to push yourself to get
like
somewhere.
You're, like, proving yourself to the world, your company, your person, whatever.
Yeah, feeling like you have to do extra, put in, like, extra.
Go out of your way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's like, when you do... and then you almost like maybe don't get what you'd been pushing for, or it didn't turn out exactly how you wanted to. It's like, oh shit. I feel like I put my time and energy into this. It wasn't appreciated. Nobody even saw it. Now I feel like I low-key have to go into hiding.
Yeah. Or you do get it.
Yeah.
Because yours is true, but also, or you do get it, and the destination, the journey was not worth it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, like I got it, but like I can't even enjoy it right now because I'm so tired and defeated.
Yeah.
You know?
And irritated and like fed up from what you had just experienced too.
You know, that's interesting because, you know, they talk about like if you push yourself, you can get to this destination, right? You can get to your goal if you just continue to hustle and do what you got to do. But like, let's say you do get that thing and you work so hard and you're tired and you're burnt out, but you do get it. at the end of the day, those highs of you getting something and accomplishing something, after you get it, it's on to the next.
Yeah.
So if your journey to get to that thing was also shitty, but then you get that thing and it doesn't even hit for that long, like you just feel that happiness for a day or two, and then you think about the past 2 years or past 6 months that you've been pushing yourself, and that journey was so horrible, and that happiness that, you know, you achieving that goal only lasted two days at most, or a week. Like, was it worth it? Like, that's why the journey is so important. But I have a feeling, and maybe not just for work, for everything in life, we think if I just push myself, do it, that goal, whatever, marriage, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be worth it. But is it worth it if the journey was shit?
Yeah. Is it worth it if you only get those 5 minutes of like joy and happiness and like of accomplishment?
Like, you want to feel those little highs throughout the journey as well.
Yeah.
No? Like, that's what slowing down means, is like enjoying the little wins throughout your entire life.
Right.
Because if you just think that those 5, getting to an Ivy League college, getting a nice job, marrying, having kids, if those 4 main goals that they say everyone is
supposed to,
that's what everyone's main goals are in
Right.
life. If those are the only times that we can experience true joy, count me out. Like, I want to enjoy the little wins too.
This only
and
hits
other wins.
times. Truly.
But that's what they make it seem like. Like, hustle, work. Because when you get those 4 big wins, you've won in life. But what about the fucking journey? Right?
Oh, no, you're so right. And it just made me think of like the toxicity of work. And remember when we were talking about Severance the other day?
Yes. Oh my God. Guys, I started watching the show. I'm shooketh.
Right.
Like, I'm shooketh.
It's so good. And it just reminded me of when you were talking about the perks they would get. And it's like, you're doing this fucked up shit on the job. Basically, you feel like you're selling your soul. And in a way, this is what everyone in corporate America is doing, right?
Yeah, you're pushing yourself.
Yeah. And then they're like, okay, well, we have 5 minutes to celebrate. You can dance it out. And that's kind of what it feels like when you get the paycheck. Because it's like, yeah, okay, you get the money, but it's really not enough to survive. It's really not enough to let me go on vacation.
Yeah. Or think about how much of myself was given
know?
to you, but when I get home, I have nothing left of me to be a good partner, parent, person to myself.
Right.
Because throughout my day, every ounce of me, every good energy I have has been sucked out of me. So when I get home and I'm actually around the people I want to be around, or just myself, there's nothing left for them or me.
Right.
Like, that's so sad.
It is. It really is. And I feel like a lot of the times, like, you know, obviously workplaces will kind of push you towards burnout. And then when you finally get there, they're like,
oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Or they're like, oh, why do you need to take a break? Like, what do you mean? And it's like, you obviously don't value me. You know, like, I just gave you my everything and it still wasn't enough.
Oh my God.
You know?
Yeah.
How fucked up is that?
I mean, it's bullshit.
And that's why
more people are gonna understand it, and more people are gonna be fed up, because already more people have been during the start of the pandemic. People have, you know, understood their value and what they deserve and what they don't want. So, you know, I have a hopeful feeling that more people are going to continue to realize how much value they have in the workplace.
Yeah.
And that they're not going to let these companies get away with everything that they've been getting away with in the past 100 years, I want to say.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Power to the people.
Yeah. I actually saw recently that there are some Starbucks workers who are trying to unionize.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
So I'm happy to see that. Starbucks
me
workers,
too.
I feel like deserve it. Any group of people that want to unionize, like, they should be.
They should be doing it. If the idea comes in their head,
right,
that means it's time.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That means something's wrong.
Yeah.
And it's time to fix it.
Right. I also saw, I mean, this was a couple weeks ago, but I feel like it's pretty big news, so I did want to talk about it. Also, of people going on strike and being able to unionize. So, people in Amazon in New York finally.
Did they? I saw that they finally did it, right?
Yeah. And I was so happy to see that, because I feel like more Amazon workers across the United States do that.
They definitely do. Listen, I already said it in one of our videos. I don't know which one. If you have a commercial about how good you're treating your employees, you're probably not treating your employees that well.
Something is wrong.
You're wasting ad dollars on your own employees.
Right.
I'm saying wasting. You know what I mean? Because they really are. They definitely don't want to be spending that money on ad dollars to prove to other people that they're treating their employees right.
Right.
You know what I mean? They didn't do that on purpose. Like, something is wrong and they had to do damage control.
Yes.
Is what I really want to say.
Exactly. PR damage control.
It was obvious to me.
Right. So don't believe those freaking commercials.
Yeah. God, I can't. All right, let's talk about something big. I'm talking eclipse season.
Oh my, yes.
Yes.
Big.
Honestly, we just had a Libra full moon. Already, woo, full moon energy, woo.
Right.
But, you know, we got an eclipse in about 2 weeks in Taurus, new moon eclipse. And then we have a full moon eclipse in Scorpio. I believe it's on the 15th or the 16th of May.
Yeah.
And, you know, I just want to talk about it. Because what is this? What is this if I am not expressing my emotions?
No, truly.
Eclipse season, if you're new into spirituality, it can be very intense. I mean, it is very intense. Like, think about a full moon, like, multiplied by, like, 10. You know what I mean? It's a time of rapid change. Like, even if you think you're grounded, like, I suggest that you stop thinking that. So when shit goes crazy, you're not like, what's happening?
Right.
Like, why is life changing? It's eclipse season, you know?
That's fine.
So I would say just go with the flow. Truly.
Yeah. No, that's the best thing you can do. If you have any plans, I recommend canceling them.
Yeah, look up like for every year, every month, look up when the full moon is or when, you know, total solar lunar eclipses are throughout the year. And around those dates, do what you can do to make yourself feel comfortable. So I would say don't be around new energies. Be in places that you feel comfortable. I don't say don't travel. Like, if you want to travel, do what you got to do. I've done it on eclipses. Like, I didn't die. Like, as long as you're comfortable. So wherever you're going, just make sure you're comfortable.
Yeah.
You don't have to be stuck in your basement, like, scared.
Right, no. Speaking from personal experience, I recommend not getting really drunk because some things could come out. And you could say some things maybe that you regret or maybe you don't regret. But
you weren't trying to say it at that moment.
Exactly.
Or if you do, just know that the truth will come out.
Exactly.
And maybe you needed to get drunk for that to happen.
Right. I'm just saying, if you're like me, who maybe gets sometimes a little embarrassed by the things you say when you're drunk, I don't recommend going and hanging out with your friends this weekend and drinking with them.
God, I'm
okay?
crying. Yeah, just do what you gotta do.
Just do what you gotta do.
We believe in you.
Yes. But mostly, chill out.
Yeah.
And
I'm already feeling tired from it.
my
Like, it's like this, it's starting. And Mercury retrograde is coming up too. So it's like, it's starting. I just want to let you guys know, I get it. Like, it's about to be summertime. We're about to be going through trials and tribulations before we get to experience the happiness of summer. Again, I'm not saying this to like scare you guys. Just be prepared for the heaviness that you will feel. You know, it's a part of life. It's not different than any other heaviness from any other eclipse season. It's just, you know, it's in Scorpio and Taurus, so it will definitely be felt.
Yes. Very intense, emotive signs, really.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know, don't be surprised, too, if cycles end or new ones begin.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely will.
And as gracefully as possible, try to let them come and go.
Yeah,
you know,
honestly. And just do little things to make yourself feel comfortable, like I said, because it's still going to be in Taurus season that this is happening. These eclipses are happening. So, like, ground yourself still. Make sure that you are not pushing yourself too much. As a Taurus placement would tell you, take it easy. Relax. You know? You don't have to be checking off shit off your to-do list like it's Aries season. You know what I mean? Like, chill out. See what you have energy for. And just see what happens. Be open-minded, really. You know?
Okay, so I wanted to talk about something just kind of in general because sometimes when I pop on my Instagram, I feel like I see the worst kind of relationship advice. Like, I see the most terrible things. Speaking to, I assume, you know, who are women who, like, want to be in relationships. And I will, you know, I've been in a healthy relationship for the past 3 years now. But I feel like also my algorithm still sends me, like, these single girl kind of things. Like, this is how you can be in a perfect relationship. And this is what you need to do to get a man. And all of them that I see, I swear, are so freaking toxic.
Let's do one.
Okay. Let me pull it up.
Let's do it.
Let's
roast them. We're ready to roast your ass.
Okay.
You found one?
I found one that I saved.
We're ready.
And it is titled "Never Do in a Relationship."
Oh my gosh!
I want to let y'all know too that this has over about 9,000 likes.
All we can do is wish better for them, and allow themselves to see the light at some point in their life.
No, truly, you know? And I ultimately wanted to really say about all of this, check your sources. Don't just believe anything you see on Instagram of things to never do in a relationship or how to win a man over. There's a lot of people out here just giving really bad advice.
Also, can I just say, if the article even says how to win a man over, not clicking. Because why would I want to know how I'm going to win a man over? Yeah. If he's not already feel like he's winning by us talking to each other, what else do I have to do? I'm not in the business of proving myself. Again, I'm not single. But if I was single, I would not be in the business of proving myself. So even just the wording of it, I feel like is really important. You know?
For sure.
It's what? You're a pick-me. You're not a pick-me. Remember? You're not a pick-me.
Right.
But if you go on an article that says how to win a man over, it's giving pick-me energy.
It is.
So, again, the wording matters.
It does.
Does it resonate with you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell us.
Okay, so the first one says, never talk anything about the ex or past.
What, did the man make this?
I literally feel like a man must have made this entire
thing. If it's the first date, sure, but why would you not talk about? I'm not saying you're sitting there and my ex did this and my ex was
did that,
but not about the past. If you're not thinking and talking about the past, it means you didn't learn anything from it. Am I wrong?
No, 100%.
Or that maybe you feel like you didn't do anything wrong, so what's the point of talking about it? Or you feel like you did do everything wrong and talking about it would show the person that you were the one that fucked up. You know what I mean? So why are we not comfortable talking about the past?
Right.
Next.
No, it's weird. It's weird. Next one says, oh my God.
Can we just
oh my God, this is so problematic. This is actually so problematic.
React to these once per episode?
Yes. Okay.
That's funny.
Because this is super problematic. Next one says, never talk or do something that makes them feel uncomfortable.
Wait, am I your prisoner? Okay, maybe what they could have said, and this is me being nice, was learn what your partner's triggers are and communicate through them.
Yeah.
If that's what you meant, yes.
Yes!
I have a feeling that's not what you meant. So
I have a
that
feeling
sounds like
this directly translates to shut up.
If you have an opinion, shut the fuck up.
Right. I don't want to hear it.
No, literally. That literally sounds like exactly that. No, it sounds really controlling. That's what it sounds like. Anytime I feel like you need to shut up, you better shut up.
So basically, I never get to talk about when I feel uncomfortable or when I'm upset in a relationship.
Wait, is this real?
Yes, bitch, this is real. And it has over 9,000 likes on it. I'm
no, let's go through the likes.
Let's go through. So we can roast everybody.
No, let's see who the fuck is liking it. I just don't know why anyone would think that's good relationship advice. For you to not to have an opinion when you feel uncomfortable.
Right. Oh my God.
And that is why you shouldn't go to social media for relationship advice.
Never.
Honestly, this is my thing, right? This is my thing. I feel like barely the people that we know in real life are good at giving relationship advice.
That part.
You know what I mean? The people that you literally personally know, they're usually not the best at giving advice either. Truly. Maybe you know a few people, but most people aren't. So why would we as people ever believe something that we see on the internet? We don't know what kind of life they live. We don't know how many times they've cheated on someone.
Right.
We don't know charges against them. You know what I mean? You really have to be careful with the source.
No, totally.
And social media, as we have learned, you don't have to be a professor, a therapist, anything.
Lord.
You can have these big, bold statements and people will be like, oh, that sounds right.
Right. And I feel like when you see something have so many likes or getting so much attention, people think oh, maybe this is credible. Maybe I should believe it too.
Is that, what is the actual word for that? Because there's an actual word, right? if something has likes, more people are likely to like it, right? They did a study on that, right?
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Link it down below if you know. But I feel like they have done a study on that. And on social media, the more likes something has, the more you're likely to like it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like as people, we enjoy agreeing with everyone. So if everyone finds this funny, what's wrong with me if I don't find it funny? Like, I should find this funny too.
Right.
If everyone thinks this is right, I should find this right too. Well, unless you're an Aquarius, then anything people like, you're like, no.
No. Opposite. Hate it.
Literally. But that's just so funny.
Aren't they so crazy?
Honestly, no.
Like, hard no.
No, I know whose page that is. It's these dudes with the podcast.
Oh, I bet you. I bet you.
They created these.
Oh my God.
It's
I
these
mean, this
guys.
is pretty terrible. Do you want to hear the name of the account?
You should have started with that.
I should have. And honestly, I feel almost really embarrassed that this pops up on my timeline, but I feel like
Maya,
I'm like,
what are you doing wrong to have this be on your? Are you the problem?
No, clearly I am the problem.
No, at some point in your life, you did like one of those.
Oh, for sure. No, like I told you, my single girl self, like there was obviously a time where I was like,
we've all liked toxic shit, yes.
liking these things.
But I hate that it's still in your feed. Like,
I know,
it's
me
almost
too.
like
it's been 3 years.
No,
Grow
maybe
up.
they want us to talk about it. That's
no,
why
I
it's
think
there.
so. Okay, are you ready for this account name?
I'm ready.
His secret obsession.
Shut the fuck up. No. His secret obsession?
Yes.
What? No. What is this? Stop. That sounds like a Lifetime movie.
Doesn't it?
That sounds like a Lifetime movie. His secret obsession? Like, what would we as women have to learn?
Oh my God. Okay, so I just clicked onto their Instagram page, and they have about 94,000 followers.
You guys.
So
is the world ending?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, if they follow rules like this, yes. No wonder all your relationships fail. Like,
social media is not just fucking relationships in the sense that people have too many options. It's also fucking with people's relationships because of pages like this. Like, it's all of it together. Just horrible advice.
Oh my God.
Freaking liars, cheaters, and a platform.
Yes.
These things together, like, it's dangerous. It's really dangerous. Because someone is going to read that. Someone toxic. Like, let's say a toxic man who did control his girlfriend and she was not allowed to have an opinion. Let's say he goes on Instagram and he runs into this page. Perfect. He loves the page. His secret obsession. Sounds like his life. You know what I mean? And he clicks on it and he reads that. He's like, yeah. And that's why she's not with me, because I told her she can't have an opinion, but I knew I was right.
No, literally.
They validate each other.
Yeah, they use it as like a credible source. Like, look, see, I'm not the only one who feels this way.
What we really need to see is who's posting it on their story. Because someone's posting on their story with like 100 emoji.
You're right.
You know they are. Like,
It's so true. And honestly, as you were speaking, it made me think of like, also, this is probably a fuckboy like creating these terrible facts and is using it to, manipulate women.
No, you know what, Maya? You know what? What if they really think that's the truth? Like it's not just them manipulating people. Like, they truly believe that. Like, our relationship would be better if you just had no opinions.
Oh my God. Dear sweet baby Jesus.
A moment of silence.
Right.
So I want to talk about something I saw on Twitter today. Kid Cudi was trending. And you know all that shit that happened with him and Kanye.
Oh, yeah.
And Kanye being just trash, blah, 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 blah. So I guess Kid Cudi recently said, I am not cool with that man. He's not my friend. And it's because a song is coming out on someone else's album, I believe. And it has Kid Cudi and Kanye on it. So Kid Cudi went out and said, this is my last song with him because we made it like a while ago for this person's album. But that's my last song with him. Like, he went out to say that. And, Kid Cudi's an Aquarius, and I just want to say that I love when Aquariuses set boundaries. Because, again, Saturn rules over Aquarius, too. But Aquas, because they're so friendly, Aquarius placements, I feel like people kind of think they can get away with a lot with Aquarius placement. Just like with Gemini and Libra, but, like, I feel like with those, it's more noticeable. Yeah. Because they're so friendly. But with Aquarius, like, you think because Aquarius is a little bit colder, people take less advantage of them, but I feel like people take advantage of Aquarius's friendly nature more often than we think.
Yeah.
And that we realize.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think too, maybe I'd say it like this, maybe Aquarius allows it a little bit more too because they value their friendship so much.
I was going to say their community. You know what I mean? Like I feel like Aquarius feels like if someone that is within their friendship circle gets pulled out, it'll feel different.
Yeah.
The community will feel different.
Right.
So because of that fixed nature, they hold on to it for a long, long time. So I feel like when Aqua is done, they're done.
They done.
Like if you are out of this circle, this community, like my life, like you're out forever.
Right. Once they've excommunicated you.
Yeah.
It's done. You finished.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm actually really happy that he came out and said this
Me too.
because I feel like, and I want more people to do it. This is actually what I want to say. I want more people to come out and say, like, you're not going to be making music with Kanye, especially if he openly dissed you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And even just of, like, not just for Kanye, but anyone.
Yeah.
We have to understand that when people do bad things, when other people witness them doing bad things, it's just as important for the other people to also let the world know, hey, I noticed this and I don't want to associate myself with this person or this company or whatever.
Yeah.
Because more people will take note of that. Like, obviously, when it happens to one person who's being abused, everyone's like, oh my God, that's so sad, blah, 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 blah. But when multiple people start coming out and saying, we do not condone this behavior, maybe on a grander scale, the world will understand why this person is abusive or why they need to be held accountable.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think this is something you tell me often, but, you know, I don't always do, is that when you're, like, upset, rather than just walking away from the situation, vocalize it.
Yeah.
You know, and this is why I'm really happy that Kid Cudi did it, rather than just walking away and not making music. He said, fuck you, I'm not making music with you anymore because you disrespected me, low-key. You know what I mean? And that makes all the difference. Otherwise, people think they can do it again. They don't know that they had bad behavior.
To be honest, you're making it easier for them.
You are.
Like, I get it. Like, being ghosting or just walking away, like, obviously no response is a response. I understand that. But maybe it's the Martian energy in me. I feel like even if you just say one sentence and let them know why you're walking away, now they'll have to think about that.
Yeah.
But when you don't say anything, I feel like sometimes it makes it a little easy for them because they're like, well, I don't want to be friends with you anyway. Bye.
Right.
But when you say something and then other people can be like, oh, shit, like, you got so upset that you actually said something. Like, there's more to this here.
Right. And maybe I should question it too. Maybe I should be reanalyzing my friendship. And sometimes those people need that spark too, you know, or they realize within themselves, like, oh, you know what? They treat me like that too. And I don't want to hang out with them either.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like sometimes
it makes you value yourself when you see
Yeah.
how someone is valuing themselves. You're like, well, they were able to stand up for themselves and call out that bully. Mm-hmm. Why aren't I doing that for myself?
Right.
Definitely.
Because I feel like in these types of situations, it, like you said, it is easier to keep it hush hush. You know what I mean? But who really grows from that?
No
one gets to grow in that situation.
You know what? I'm analyzing. And I feel like as people, what if we don't like talking about being in a problematic situation with someone or being in a messy situation, whatever that means, just in a bad situation? What if we don't like talking about it because we don't want to be associated with someone that is in conflict or drama? Maybe because we want to be likable so badly that even though we went through something that had a lot of tension and a lot of problems and a lot of drama, we're so ready to walk away without anyone knowing that, like, we almost are just undervaluing the importance of seeking community in a shitty time. You know, like, it's so important to tell people, hey, like, yeah, I went through this and it sucks, rather than just not talking about it because you don't want to be the person that causes problems.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you maybe even firstly realize that you do actually have a community.
Yeah.
Because, like, maybe you almost felt siloed.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, I think I'm the only one experiencing this, so maybe I shouldn't speak out about it. Maybe it isn't a big deal. But when somebody else does, you're like, that happened to me too.
Yeah.
And then you can find your community.
It empowers
and connect
you.
with people. Yeah, you know?
Absolutely. Honestly, I feel like
so proud of you.
how much we want to be liked can be very dangerous as humans.
Yeah.
You know, how much we want to be accepted in society, like, can be kind of dangerous because we'd rather just stay silent than speak our truth because we're scared of of people judging us.
Yeah.
And of people not looking at us as someone that's easy to get along with. Like, just because you were in some bullshit doesn't mean you're difficult to get along with. You just ended up being in some bullshit.
100%.
You know?
100%. I feel like sometimes, too, the fear of maybe potential retaliation is something that obviously, too, lingers greatly in the back of people's minds. But again, to me, I feel like when I come back down to it and I think about it like on a black and white kind of level, I would much rather be sticking up for myself.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. You know, I kind of went through something at my job recently, and like it was something that I experienced, and then afterwards I realized that it had happened to other people too. And I knew I was gonna do something about it, but once I learned that it was happening to other people, like it kind of lit a fire under my ass to be like, okay, then I'm definitely gonna do something about it.
I have to.
Exactly.
I was going to, but now I need.
Exactly, because again, you know me, my thirst for justice. I just felt like, okay, even though this is uncomfortable, like I have to do something about it, because if it happens again, I will feel guilty that I didn't do something about it when it happened to me.
Right.
And obviously, like, I matter too, even if nothing happened to other people, because it happened to me. I do have the confidence to speak up for myself, but I kind of downplayed it in this instance of like, whatever.
Yeah.
People are dumb. But then when I realized it happened to other people, I'm like, oh, this is a personality flaw that you have, and now I have to do something about it.
Right.
I'm gonna have to put you in your place.
You fuck with the wrong one.
Yeah.
Like,
I see why it happened to me, because I was gonna do. Okay, got it.
Right.
I guess it's more of a short-term comfort to ignore it.
It is.
But long-term, it feels better when you know you did something about it, and now they know not to mess with you ever again.
Right. Well, long-term too, like as the days go by, and it's still hurting you, you feel more and more upset with yourself for not saying something sooner.
Absolutely.
And then you start getting in your head like, can I even still say something? And you
feel
always
like
can,
it makes you feel smaller, yeah.
You
know? Mm-hmm. Like it makes you feel like, oh, this thing happened to me, but now I'm going to try and like blend in or like feel like, or, you know, pretend like it didn't hurt me. And you're too in your head about it, almost like you can't heal from it because you're still thinking about it. But if you do something about it, you can make your peace with it and finally let it go.
Right. Moving forward on something. It almost goes back to like that procrastination point. It's like you can't just stare there looking at the problem. You got to try and do a little something. Speak up, you know, to move the needle just a little bit. And then I promise it's going to be so much easier to keep it moving after.
Yeah. At first, when something happens and you let it go, you're like, okay, I let it go. But then little things start happening and you're like, fuck, I should have said something when the first thing happened.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it's the universe playing some sort of like cosmic joke on you, but I feel like when something happens and you're like, I should confront the person, and you choose to let it go, it's like they keep fucking with you a little bit more. So I feel like it's the universe telling you like you should have did something about it. You should have communicated that you weren't comfortable with it, because now they're just going to keep doing little things and you're going to feel like a pussy for not doing anything about it the first time it happened. And now if you bring it up later, you're going to feel like you brought it on too late.
Yeah.
You know?
100%. When you could have just been like, I don't like this. Mm-hmm. Spoke up a little bit in that moment. You know what I mean? You don't even always have to fully explain yourself in that moment. Just say, I don't like this. And I don't have a further explanation, but I'm unhappy with it. And that's all you need to know right now. You know? Mm-hmm. Because I feel like, too, I think sometimes, and I know this is true for me, when I'm in that moment, I'm sometimes like, I don't have all the words to say exactly why I'm so upset. Yeah. And I feel like usually that person feels like they deserve it, like who I'm supposed to be speaking to in that moment. And they don't. You know what I mean? It's your opinion. So you can 100% say, like, I'm still processing. Just know that I'm upset and leave it at that. Yeah. You know? Mm-hmm. You don't owe people an answer as soon as, like, immediately. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's the biggest misconception around confrontation or just communication in general. Mm-hmm. You know? Yeah. You get to move at your own pace. Right.
Ugh, but that's why it's so hard with certain people. Their communication style is maybe a little bit more aggressive and fast-paced. Yeah. So it's really easy for the other communicating type to feel like they're getting bulldozed over. Yeah. You know, and it's like they feel things they want to say, but the person keeps talking over you, keeps going 100 miles per hour, and you're just barely processing your thoughts and your response to the first thing they were talking about, but now they're on to their fifth thing. Right. Like, again, it sucks when you're in a relationship with someone like that. That's why it's really important to be with people that communicate in ways that complements you.
Yeah.
Because if they don't and you're forced to be in this relationship, it's going to be hard to get your point across.
Yeah.
Yeah. Communication styles really matter.
Yeah. And to feel heard.
Exactly.
In the moment. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's actually the worst, when people just overpower you. Okay, so I thought it would be fun to do some more Zodiac trivia. And this one says that Geminis can be fraudsters. It says this German playboy and amateur astrologer, claimed that his research showed that Geminis do get busted for crimes. They're usually non-violent, like forgery or fraud.
I mean, yes. Mercury, the ruling planet for Gemini, is the trickster of the zodiac.
Yes.
So I 100% believe that. Geminis are just out here like, look what I can do. Like, you know what I mean? And while you're looking at what they can do, they're doing something else with those hands.
Right. They're moving so quick.
No, they're moving so quick. And besides that, like, while they're doing things, I also feel like the communication style, like we talked about how certain people's communication styles, they're so quick and they're so witty. Mm-hmm. So they're able to kind of hide things from you in ways that other people can't.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like a Gemini can say something so fast and it will make sense to you in that moment. But then later you have time to think about it and you're like, wait, actually, that's not true.
Right.
But because they're talking so quickly, you're like, yeah.
Right, you just
on
go
to the
along
next.
with it.
100 different topics have been talked about.
Right.
That's
you
how
agreed.
fast a Gemini can communicate.
No, truly. And you agreed. And
now you can't go back.
Right. You got lost in the story.
You know what I mean? You got lost in the sauce
too.
You got lost in the sauce. That is so
Isn't
freaking
that so funny?
I also feel like Gemini placements, they just don't take themselves too seriously. So even if they were to get caught, they'd somehow swindle their way out of it.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm doing. Like, they'd make friends with the people that are trying to hold them accountable.
So, yes.
It's just amazing.
So good.
Obviously, don't commit crimes, but I think it's fucking funny.
We don't condone
oh my God,
that.
of course.
But, right?
That is so funny. That's one of the truer ones.
Quintessential. Okay, this next one says, the most common birthday is in Virgo season.
Wow.
So apparently, if your birthday is September 9th, you're not alone. Most birthdays.
You can say that about any day.
No, for sure.
Congratulations. You're the only person.
The most birthdays take place on that date.
That's so funny.
Which means you're in plenty company.
Okay,
with
so
other
I want to
Virgos.
figure out what's 9 months before then. When are people having sex?
Right.
You know what I mean? You said September 9th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay, wait. This is weird. Because the next zodiac fact, they say, is that Scorpio is the most common sign. So how can there be the most people have the same
make sense.
birthday
It doesn't
in Virgo,
make sense. That's why,
but then there's
like
more.
in the article. That's what I mean.
I know.
This article's funny to me, but they're literally, whoever wrote it,
Like,
if
you
you put
immediately
those two,
contradict
you didn't
yourself.
even,
You immediately, especially because they're one right after the other.
That is weird.
Right?
Also, love that. We know why Scorpios are the most common is because Valentine's Day, that's 9 months before.
Yes.
The day of love. People are just
Everybody's
creating Scorpios.
making
and I just
love.
love that. Make
Out
us
here
the
during
lovers.
Aquarius season.
I know. It's pretty fucking great, actually.
That is great.
We're love babies.
Oh my god.
If I'm a love baby, why am I so angry?
That's pretty good. Maybe you were surprised to the family.
I definitely were.
You were. That is true. I wonder if that's true for other Scorpios and stuff, though,
fact.
too.
I was an accident, and happy to be here. Can't neglect the truth.
Right.
I was an accident. So I feel like it has to be. But wait, there's no Valentine's Day in Iran.
No, that's what I'm saying.
They felt the energy.
Because Aquarius, Uranus rules over Aquarius, right?
Yeah,
the planet
surprise.
of surprise.
Yeah, that's
so that's why I was
true.
like, maybe they're like, ooh,
Surprise babies.
surprise.
Yeah,
Here's
but
your little love baby. Your little demon love baby.
your little Martian.
I'm just kidding.
She called us demons.
Because y'all be on that demon track. This one says, apparently, Taurians, that was no
I was
word.
like, apparently.
Apparently?
I love how you just kept breezing through
Right.
it. Get it, girl.
I think if I just play it off, people won't notice, right?
I know.
Until I stop and
my
make
Gemini
a fool
moon,
of myself.
anything pronounced funnily, I'm like, finally.
What's up with this adding the lees?
No, I don't know.
Alali. Okay, so apparently, I said it right this time. Taurians are more sensitive to touch.
Oh, yeah. I would think so. Because the senses, right? Taurus, second house rules over the senses.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense. It didn't
They're
really
very sensual beings too, Tauruses. Yeah. Everyone always talks about, that's one of their qualities, is that they're very touchy.
Yes, you know? Yes. I've always heard that Taurians are very sensual, which I agree with. Like I don't know, I feel like they're very in tune with their bodies. And as lovers, too, they like to be all up in your body. I'm just saying. And this here says that they're exceptionally ticklish, too.
Oh, that's really cute.
Which I feel like,
wait, have you tickled a Taurus today? You should.
You go tickle a Taurus.
I feel like, because Tauruses sometimes are so serious. So I feel like I would love to see a Taurus that is ticklish.
Or just someone trying to tickle them.
Yeah, I feel like they would be like, stop. Because they're so grounded, you know?
Yeah.
And like tickling someone, you take all that power away. So I don't know, do they like it or do they not like it?
Right.
You know?
I want to know. If you're a Taurus, let us know. Do you like to be tickled?
Oh my gosh, Tauruses. I feel like every Taurus friend I've had has been pretty like sensual too. You know what I mean? Like they're always using the best like body creams and like take the most luxurious baths. Like truly, I think one of my favorite things about Tauruses is how much they value loving on their bodies.
Yes.
And also their environment.
They put in the time and money to do that.
They
too.
do.
You know what I mean? Because
for them, it's a necessity.
It is.
For other people, it's a luxury. But the basic person's luxury is a Taurus's necessity.
Yes. Truly. And I mean, they mostly spend all of their time like being at home.
Yeah.
Anyway, so like they should invest into all of those things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if they're then at home, of course, like what else are you doing at home besides always watching TV? So might as well be doing your self-care things. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like there's a reason why when you go to a Taurus's house, it's all like fit out, all built out.
It's very intentional. You know, they really think about what do I need to do to make sure that I am at my most comfortable in this space.
Yes.
And they're also the quickest to leave a space if it is not comfortable for them, which I think we all would do well to learn from.
Yes.
You know, a lot of us are like, well, maybe I'll just stay a little longer. When so-and-so comes, it'll be good. Taurus walks in, the energy's not right. They're not comfortable. They're like, bye.
I'm out.
And they're already 2 hours late. So like, they're like, why'd I even come? Bye. You know what I mean? Because why would they not? Maybe they're late because they love their home where they're getting ready so much that they're like, well, I don't want to leave this place.
They're like,
yet.
I'm having so much fun here.
It's already so good here. Like, do I have to leave?
Right. No, I really feel that they feel that way.
And I love
They don't
that
mind
for
getting
them.
ready. I don't think they even mind getting ready.
No, they love it. Again,
It's just
tending to themselves. Getting ready is very fun for a Taurus.
Yes. It just takes them a long time compared to other people's standards.
Yeah.
And then it's like, will you eventually get them out the door or will they just be doing their makeup, getting ready the whole time?
Yeah. No, actually. Because, like, for Pisces, time just doesn't exist. But for Taurus, you are on their time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's wrong of you to say something starts at this time. Because to Taurus, it starts when they want it to start.
Right. They're very stubborn in that sense.
They are.
I mean, in lots of other senses too, but I feel like especially around time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're never wrong. And they're never late.
No. Even though they are. But apparently they're neither. Ever.
Love you. All right, thirds, charmers, all the lovely people listening. Thank you for hanging out with your girls while we, again, talk about anything and everything. We hope we've made you laugh.
Yes.
And we've made you think. Or even just open a new tab on your computer to Google some weird shit.
Right. I'm actually
Either
very
one of
here
those
for that.
things I will gladly accept. Don't forget to comment down below what any part of our conversation, like what your thoughts on it are. Like we love to talk to you guys, and Obviously, it helps us out when you guys do interact with us. So please give us a comment, like the video, subscribe, share us with your friends.
And don't forget, we post our podcast every Wednesday, and we post our YouTube videos every Monday and Thursday. As Sarah said, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Give us a follow on our... Tell me what I was about to say, LinkedIn. On our Instagram.
On our LinkedIn. Don't forget to endorse me on my LinkedIn profile. We just did our social media video, so check that out. That shit was funny.
It's living rent-free in
crying.
my
It's
head.
still in your head.
Yes.
Don't forget to review us on Spotify, Apple, wherever you're listening. We would absolutely love that so much.
So much.
Okay, take it easy this week, all right?
Yeah.
Eclipse season is approaching.
Right.
It's about to be Taurus season. When this comes out, actually, it is Taurus
So
season.
happy Taurus season.
Relax, wine, and dine yourself.
Yes.
All right. Bye.